Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons today, and we're going to talk about modeling Andrew Yang into your Strixhaven campaign. Alright, so I am running Strixhaven. Boy, am I excited. So I am running Dungeons & Dragons Strixhaven for my 5th edition campaign, and specifically, I am placing Andrew Yang into the campaign as a Dungeons & Dragons non-player character, and the reason I'm doing it is to see how my players respond to his political positions before 2024, so that when I meet him on the stairs of the Philadelphia Art Museum when he returns for his 2024 run, I can tell him how intelligent, charismatic, confident people are responding to his policies as modeled within Dungeons & Dragons, and I am specifically using the game to identify obstacles he may hit in his Andrew Yang may hit in his 2024 run, right, to inform him of those obstacles before he hits them, right? All right, so I'm a huge Andrew Yang fan. If you go back into my channel, you will find well over 500 videos that were done that covered his 2020 run, okay? Huge Andrew Yang fan, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm using my Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game, specifically the Strixhaven book, to model Andrew Yang as a non-player character in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and then specifically to determine and see how my players respond to his policies when they are placed into the Strixhaven overall structure, okay? So how am I going to do this? All right, so first of all, there are 5 deans in Strixhaven. There are 5 deans. I'm sorry, there are actually 10 deans of 5 colleges in Strixhaven, okay? You got Swolequip. You got, and that's just how you remember them. You have Silverquill. You have Witherbloom. You have Lorehold. You have Quandrix, and you have Prismari, right? I am placing specifically Andrew Yang I'm going to have a non-player character who is the Dean of Radiance for Silverquill, okay? So he's going to be one of the 10 deans and one of the 2 deans of Silverquill. Silverquill has a Dean of Radiance, and they have a Dean of Shadows, right? So I'm placing Andrew Yang in, and I'm specifically creating him as the Silverquill Dean of Radiance, and I'm going to make his, and so I'm placing him in there, and since Strixhaven has the Owlin race, and Owlins are known for wisdom, right? And owls are wise, I'm going to make Andrew Yang's character Owlin race. I think it honors the Strixhaven background, and it fits fairly well for Andrew Yang, since Andrew Yang is very wise, right? I think it fits because, you know, owls have this reputation of wisdom, right? So I'm going to make him an Owlin Dean of Radiance over Silverquill, okay? Now, how am I going to model Andrew Yang's modern actual policies in the game? Well, for session 1 of my campaign, we're going to be introducing Andrew Yang's staple policy of UBI into Strixhaven. How am I going to do that, right? Well, guess what? Every single student comes into Strixhaven as an initiate, right? So the first year they are undeclared to any of the colleges. They're undeclared. They do not come in. None of the first years are aligned to Silverquill, Quandrix, Silverquill, Witherbloom, Lorehold, Quandrix, or Prismari, right? They all come in literally of the gray robes, right? And when they come in, their tuition is established. You know how much it costs to go to Strixhaven? It costs 800 gold a year. That's a lot. That is a lot. There are commoners on Faerun who never see a gold piece in their life, right? If you live on the edge of Neverwinter Wood, right, and you're in a small village, you may never even see a gold piece, right? And it costs 800 gold pieces to go to Strixhaven for every single student. But guess what? the Dean of Radiance of Silverquill is saying that it should be free for all students. And this is announced on first day of classes when my game starts, right? And in front of all the other deans, right? And the Jadzi the Oracle and the voice of the dragon, the Silverquill Professor of Radiance, who is an Allen, declares that he is calling for all deans immediately to abandon the 800 gold piece per year cost for Strixhaven. And that from now on, all students that are brought into the school should be paid for out of the coffers of the founder dragons. And that the gold that is held in vaults at Strixhaven should be used to pay the 800 gold, and that none of the families who send any students to Strixhaven should have to put out a single gold, right? So this is how I am modeling Andrew Yang's policies. I'm going to put it in front of my charismatic, confident, intelligent players, and I'm going to see how they respond. What is their response to the Allen Silverquill Dean of Radiance, right? Do they join him and aid him in setting up this new policy for Silverquill, or do they stand against him? And when they do that, my American players will be a small subset from which I can get data to derive what obstacles Andrew Yang may encounter in his 2024 run for U.S. presidency. And I believe that Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, since it was built from the ground up to answer the biggest cultural questions of today, right? And since Amanda Heyman and many other great design leads, Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins, have said American cultural questions are absolutely part of Dungeons & Dragons, we are going to use Dungeons & Dragons to answer American cultural questions. We're going to run headlong into them, right? Page 80 of the Silverquill book, right? It's definitely, a tool for this, and I'm accepting the invitation, right? Like Wizards of the Coast has honored Gary Gygax's long history from 1974 of using Dungeons & Dragons to answer cultural questions of the day, and I'm going to do that to model out Andrew Yang's 2024 run, and I'm going to carefully write down everything I learned, and I'll have those notes ready for Andrew Yang the second he comes back to Philadelphia. And just like I met him and shook his hand on the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum, very close to the Rocky statue, I'll have this time. I'm going to have some answers for him, and I'm really excited. I'm excited those answers can come straight from Dungeons & Dragons, in my humble opinion. All that's my opinion. What are you doing that's exciting and new and innovative with your Dungeons & Dragons game? I'd love to hear it. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.